In the 2008 NCAA March Madness tournament, the 10-seeded Davidson College was making waves after upsetting the 7-seeded Gonzaga, 2-seeded Georgetown, and 3-seeded Wisconsin teams, with one man leading the show: Stephen Curry. Steph, who was an under-recruited and underrated prospect at the time, was making a name for himself in March Madness, scoring 40 points against Gonzaga, 30 against Georgetown, and 33 against Wisconsin. And up next, to get to the Final Four, Davidson would go against their toughest competition of all, Kansas, who had 7 future NBA players on their roster. Davidson kept it close with Kansas all game, leading up to the fourth quarter with less than 20 seconds left, where Davidson was down only 2 points. Curry was being heavily guarded as everyone knew that he wanted the last shot to win the game, but instead, he passed to his teammate that would airball and send Davidson back home disappointed. But for Steph, there was a silver lining. The absolute dominance that he showed in this tournament, scoring 32 points per game and putting up a tournament best 23 3-pointers, put NBA teams and scouts on notice, and Curry was instantly a sought-after prospect for the league. After spending another year in college because Curry didn't think that he was ready for the league yet, Steph Curry was selected with the 7th pick in the 2009 NBA draft by the Golden State Warriors. When Curry first entered the NBA, he signed an endorsement deal with Nike, which is far from uncommon, and 3/4 of the league does the same thing. He would wear Nike shoes for his first 4 years in the NBA, where he would show true promise but also had some questions attached to his durability. In his first season in the league in 2009-10, Curry would average 17.5 points on a ridiculous 43.7% three-point shooting. Very impressive numbers, but they would only get better when he averaged 22.9 points on a mind-blowing 45.3% three-point shooting in the 2012-2013 season. Almost half of his threes were going in. Curry really was making a name for himself with a true coming-out party happening in Madison Square Garden against the Knicks, where Steph would go to drop 54 points, including 11 of 13 from 3, and over the course of the season, Steph Curry would go on to break the NBA single-season record for three-pointers made with 272. He was quickly building the reputation as the best shooter in the NBA and was truly becoming a budding superstar. However, Curry had a bad streak of ankle injuries that were preventing him from playing games and being 100%. Curry had surgery on his right ankle after dealing with issues on it in the prior season, and because of that surgery, he only played 26 games. And in the following year, he dealt with 3 separate ankle injuries, but somehow was still able to play 78 games in that season. Steph was growing into a star in the league, but he still had a lot to prove after his first 4 years. Curry was yet to have a single All-Star appearance, he had none of his MVPs, and his team's success was just not there. The Warriors finished with less than 26 wins in 2 out of the 4 years that Curry started there, but they finished on a strong note in the 2012-13 season, going 47-35. And Curry was about to negotiate a new shoe deal after his initial deal with Nike was now up. Curry had every intention of signing with Nike, and that's where he wanted to be. All of the top stars in the league like LeBron, Kobe, and Kevin Durant were there. Curry wanted to join them as an emerging star in the league, and he wanted to be treated that way. So Steph Curry, along with his father and former NBA player Del Curry, took a meeting with Nike to discuss the new terms of the shoe deal, a meeting where everything would go wrong. During the meeting, one of the Nike executives that was pitching him on the new deal mispronounced Steph's first name as Stefan. The Nike executive didn't even know how to pronounce his name when he had been signed there for 4 years. Another costly error in the meeting happened when Kevin Durant's name was on the slides instead of Steph Curry's. That could only mean that when Kevin Durant was negotiating his shoe deal, Nike made a slideshow for him and reused those slides for Steph Curry's meeting and forgot to change the name. And just to pile it on, Nike categorizes their players into tiers. There's top tier players like LeBron, KD, and Kobe, and Nike just did not want to treat Steph that way. Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving got their own youth development camps ran by Nike, but Curry wasn't even offered that. And in terms of payment, Curry was being offered $2.5 million for this deal, which sounds great to me, but I'm not Steph Curry. Under Armour, which was and still is a much smaller company than Nike, was offering Curry $4 million for their deal. After pronouncing Steph's name Stefan and using Kevin Durant's name on the slides, Del and Steph just stopped paying attention and would ultimately turn down Nike's deal. Curry would instead sign with Under Armour for the extra $1.5 million, of course, but also because he felt like a priority, where he definitely wasn't treated like that at Nike. At Under Armour, Curry had a huge say in the design of his signature shoes, shoes, and they even gave him partial ownership of the company, something that was unheard of and would never be offered in a Nike deal. And it looks like this decision by Under Armour was a good one, because since signing with them, Steph Curry has won 4 NBA championships, won 2 NBA MVPs, and broke the NBA all-time three-pointers made record, and he's released 11 versions of the Under Armour Curry signature shoe, making a lot of money while doing so. It was estimated from an article in 2016 that if Steph Curry didn't sign with Under Armour and made no impact on the company, they would be worth $14 billion. No small feat. But if we take Steph Curry's impact on Under Armour, including his shoe sales and Curry brand, the company was worth $28.2 billion. That is a $14.2 billion difference, and Steph Curry literally over doubled the valuation of the company. Curry is now synonymous with Under Armour like Jordan is with Nike. And taking a look at the present day, Curry just signed a new deal with Under Armour that has the potential to become a lifetime deal. Steph just received 8.8 million units of the company's stock on April 3rd as a part of his extended role as a brand ambassador and president of the Curry brand. And this package is valued at $75 million. And while this isn't explicitly a lifetime contract, there's no reason why Curry wouldn't keep hitting the revenue goals needed to extend these contracts, and he's going to keep getting paid and paid and paid. So Nike, unless you want to lose $14 billion again and lose out on a once-in-a-generation talent, I'd suggest to learn how to pronounce your athletes' names the right way.